So today we're going to be discussing some areas of going to university that you might not necessarily be familiar with, or some things that you may have never even considered before going to the university. So I take it you all have been admitted to a university at this point. Okay, so we're going to do some, actually I'm going to ask you some questions regarding your university going experience to see how well versed you are in certain areas of what is the course requirements for graduation for university. So there's a lot of things that a lot of students as they transition from high school to the university aren't aware of. And these are things that are very important to be aware of so that you are very intentional and you are able to properly plan out your courses so that you don't waste any time in college. So let's go ahead and take a little bit of a test to see what you guys know. Okay, and you guys, what you're gonna do is just write down your answers, and there's 10 questions. So let's get started. So how many units are required for graduation? A, and you could just answer A, B, C, or D. So A, 200 to 225, B, 110 to 133, C, 145 to 160, or D, 180 to 200. Okay. The next one is California State University System first-time students graduate at a higher rate in 4 years versus 6 years. Is this A, true, or B, false? I'll repeat the question. California State University System first-time students graduate at a higher rate in 4 years versus 6 years. True or false? Okay, and these, there's, you know, right now for you guys, there's really no right or wrong. It's just what do you guys think, okay? So then once you commence college, an academic advisor or counselor meets with you during every term. Is it A, true, or B, false? Okay. Number 4, what is the tuition cost per year for schools in the CSU system according to the website? So you guys probably don't have accurate figures rolling around in your head, but according to the website, is it A, between 5,000 to 6,000, B, between 8,000 and 9,000, C, between 2,000 and 3,000, or D, between 7,000 to 8,000? Okay. Question 5, changing majors often does not interfere with graduating on time. A, true, or B, false? Okay. Number 6, in college there are counselors that track your course selection and make sure that you're in the right classes until you graduate. A, true, or B, false? Okay, number 7, all majors have different graduation requirements. A, true, or B, false? Number 8, some colleges offer work-study programs that help pay for tuition. A, true, or B, false? In what time frame, and number 9, in what time frame would you like to complete college? So this really doesn't have a true answer other than what you guys want to put down. So A would be 2 years, B 4 years, C 5 years, or D 6+ years. So what time frame would you like to complete college? And then question 10 is what is your major? And you could fill in the blank. Okay, so now that you're done with that, we're gonna kind of talk a little bit about how this all ties down to your transition from high school to university. So do you guys know exactly what the course requirements are for your majors, your respective majors? No. Okay. So that's completely understandable at this time. You're obviously just have been admitted to the college, so you're probably not familiar. So what I'd like you to become familiar with is how you can access this information easily through your school's website. So what we did is both of you have been accepted into the Cal State San Bernardino program. So I need you to navigate the course bulletin so you guys could become familiar with exactly what the requirements are for the requirements within your major. So both of you have declared that you are English majors. So this screen that you have in front of you is all the course requirements for the English major for Cal State San Bernardino. Okay, so you can navigate that amongst yourselves, and the exercise I'm gonna have you complete is we're gonna, or you actually are gonna fill in a 4-year degree action planner. So what this is gonna do, this is gonna facilitate your program. So essentially, before you even get to the university, you're gonna have everything planned out. You're gonna know exactly what quarter you're gonna take what course and how many units it's gonna fulfill. So at this time, go ahead and each of you fill it out according to what your preferences are, because there's some classes that you're gonna have options. So it might ask you to take expository writing or creative writing, or whatever it is that you choose to determine for yourself, write it down. And this can be an actual action planner that you implement. Now, is it always gonna pan out? Of course not. There's gonna be courses that sometimes aren't available. There's gonna be times where your schedule, where your personal schedule conflicts with what's available at the school, or classes are impacted, they get full by the time you register. These are all things to consider, and as you become a university student, you're gonna see all these things come about. My point in sharing all this information with you is for you to be knowledgeable that it's very important to line out a plan, and most importantly to stick to the plan. And that way you can actually see on paper that it's very important to be intentional with the classes that you're taking, and make sure that you're taking courses that are going to take you through to graduation. And go ahead and start on reading the course requirements. I'm sorry, not the course, the degree program requirements, and make your selections according to what classes you're interested in. Your planner, and as you're finishing up, I'd like to ask you guys some questions. So based on the price points I gave you for tuition costs for Cal State San Bernardino, what did you guys guess was the actual cost of the tuition? That was question number 4.
I put D.
So you put 7,000 to 8,000?
Yes.
I did too.
Okay, so the correct answer, if you look online at the pricing this year, actually is D. However, there are some students that just received, and I'm not sure if you've already received your financial aid award for next school year, but for next school year, it actually increased to B, 8,000 to 9,000, because it was a little bit over $9,000 what the full cost of tuition is. On the website it says one thing, but when you get your student award report, it's going to be something different. So that's something to definitely think about. And the reason why that can impact you would be because ultimately the cost of tuition per year is gonna deeply impact either your debt level or how much you actually pay out of pocket for college. So what that means is that you stick around in college for 6 years versus 4 years, it's obviously gonna cost you about almost $20,000 more to have a complete college degree. So that definitely makes a difference in the long run, and something that you might not normally just think about when you're entering college and just taking courses that aren't going to be used towards your graduation. So let's kind of review some of the the pre-assessment questions that I had for you, and I do like to do this together because I don't want to quiz you on what you've learned by reading through the course bulletin. I kind of want to talk about it, and I kind of want to explain certain things to you. So how many units are required for graduation? What were your responses? That was question 1.
8.
Okay, so between 200 and 225. Fortunately, no. So if we're talking at Cal State San Bernardino level, the answer is D. So it's 180 to 200 units needed for your degree graduation, and that it's actually 180 for the English degree. Okay, so number 2, California State University system, first-time students graduate at a higher rate in 4 years rather than 6 years. Is this true or false?
Put false.
B.
Yes, the answer is false. So it is on average taking students significantly longer to graduate from the university system. So what that means to you as incoming freshmen into the university is that you need to have a plan, and that's precisely what you've been working on. You need to have a plan of action to make sure that you don't take too long, because taking too long is not just a waste of time and a waste of time that you can be in the workforce, but it's a waste of money as well. So number 3, once you commence college, an academic advisor or counselor meets with you during every term. True or false?
A.
True.
True.
That's false. So when you get to the university level, nobody's checking on you. So here at high school, it's very easy. You make an appointment with your counselor, you go in and you talk to them, or you speak to somebody about where you are with regard to graduation. But once you enter the university system, nobody's checking on you. You're on your own. They do check on you if you fall under academic probation, or if you're part of a special program like EOP. They have their own academic counselors, and that you would have a little bit more of a liaison that way. However, if you're just an average student, you don't have that communication with anybody on site. And again, this is based on the research that I've completed for the CSU system. There might be private colleges or universities that do tailor to students in that way. However, this is just strictly based on what I have learned. Now, what is the tuition cost, which we spoke about? And at this point, it looks like the price point of $8,000 to $9,000 is the correct amount. So changing majors often does not interfere with graduating on time. Is this true or false?
False.
It's false. So definitely, if you kind of go back and forth between majors, it's definitely going to interfere with graduating on time, and it may extend your stay at the university. And I have seen people on a personal level stay up to 10 years because they can't make up their mind and they keep switching majors. Okay, now number 6. In college, there are counselors that track your course selection and make sure you're in the right classes until you graduate. True or false?
True.
True.
Okay, so that's kind of the same thing as the other question about an academic advisor, and the answer is false. So again, you are strictly on your own. So that is why I am very encouraging of you to pre-plan, and change your plan. So every semester, every mid-semester, kind of review the plan that you're on. And like I had mentioned earlier, if something's interfering with you taking the courses or taking your full load of courses for a particular reason, personal reasons or work or whatever it may be, you need to adjust and plan accordingly, but always make sure you're taking courses that are gonna be used towards graduation requirements. So all majors have different graduation requirements. True or false?
True.
True. Okay, so obviously any major that you're in is going to have certain type of courses, and that goes back to the switching of majors. So if you do switch majors, you're going to have to take all the course requirements for that other particular major. So it's very important to be cognizant of that as you declare your major. Okay, number 8. Some colleges offer work-study programs to help pay for tuition. True or false?
True.
Yes, that is true. So it's very important. If you need assistance or you don't have your entire financial aid, you could work from school, and some programs will pay you. They'll give you a paycheck which you can use towards tuition, or they can take your work and tell you what your amount is, and they'll use that towards your tuition automatically. So it just depends on whatever it is that your university offers. Okay, so number 9. In what time frame would you like to complete college?
Put B.
4 years?
Put A.
2 years. Okay. So that puts you both at different plans. So you would have to map out your units accordingly, according to whatever it is that you have selected. And you can kind of tweak this planner to however you need, or to whatever it is that you need. So number 10 was to fill in your major, which you both are English majors, headed towards California State University, San Bernardino. And this pretty much wraps up the bulk of this lesson. And if you have any questions, please see me afterwards.